All right, so the evidence. The first thing you're going to want to do is determine what really happened based on the evidence, but a lot of the evidence isn't in dispute, right? I mean, we know what days Larry English called the police. We know when we have videos. We know this was on February 23rd. The homicide's on video for the most part. Okay, a lot of these things are not necessarily in dispute. What's in dispute is, were they making a citizen's arrest so that they were justified in committing these felonies against Ahmaud Arbery and then murdering him? I mean, that's really what they're arguing about here. So remember, it's not a whodunit. Glenn County Police arrived very quickly afterwards. Minshew heard the shots. The defendants all made statements at the scene, immediately after. They're making statements. They're saying stuff to the police. Then, a couple hours later, the defendants are all down at the Glenn County Police Department, also making statements. But here's the thing, you gotta ask yourself, were these self-serving statements? I mean, think about it. The very first thing that we showed you was Duggan's body cam video. It was hard, right? But you gotta realize, Travis McMichael is standing right behind Duggan when he rolled Mr. Arbery over. That's what he saw. That's what Greg McMichael and Mr. Bryan saw. So then you gotta think to yourself, okay, what's going on in their heads? There's a dead man in the street. Travis McMichael has just shot him, okay? The police are on the scene. There's now a video of it. So are their statements a couple hours later self-serving? You decide. The GBI did their investigation starting on May 5th, 2020, followed by the arrests. So first off, the credibility of witnesses. That's for you to determine who you believe and who you don't believe. Okay, so what does that mean is you're the one who decides whether Travis McMichael was telling you the truth or lying to you. Right? So let's talk about some of the defense witnesses. Annabelle Beasley, what did she do when she got off the stand? She walked over here and waved at them as she walked off the stand. I mean, I know you all saw that, right? Okay, so Annabelle Beasley, Team McMichael. Subi Lawrence, who is she? Boy, Team McMichael. Even after this, I mean, after the shooting, she and Brooke Perez and Diego Perez, they're going out in the boat with Greg and Lee McMichael. They're still hanging out with them. Okay, Team McMichael. Brooke Perez, Team McMichael. Up until February 11th. And then what did she tell you? Her husband, Diego Perez, had it with this. Had it with Larry English, not calling the police. Had it with helping out Larry English. He wasn't going to do it anymore because this was not cool. Why was it not cool? Because Diego Perez went inside that house with his flashlight, and Greg McMichael came up and went in the house. What was Brooke doing? My husband's in there, my husband's in there. All right, well, Greg McMichael had his gun. Travis McMichael told you that. He had his gun, Diego had his gun, Brooke had her gun. You know, everybody had a gun. Everybody in this case had a gun except Ahmaud Arbery. And so what almost happened? I mean, come on, let's get real. It's a miracle Diego Perez and Greg McMichael didn't kill each other inside that house, right? Pulling guns out. And that was it. What did Brooke tell you? No more, not doing this anymore. You determine the credibility of those witnesses. Now, when you consider Travis McMichael and his testimony, here's some things you want to look at. The judge is going to tell you, these are things you consider. The manner of testifying. Evidence of bias for or against a party. Does he have bias for or against Greg McMichael? It's his dad, okay? Motive in testifying. Yeah. He wants you to come back with a not guilty verdict. It's in his best interest. Think about the probability or improbability of their testimony. I wondered why he was attacking that truck. On Holmes? Like, what are you talking about? I have no idea. I mean, do you guys understand what he was getting at? I mean, I guess we're back to Ahmaud Arbery's a carjacker. Their interest or lack of interest in the outcome of the case, meaning do they have something to gain or lose by coming in here and making up a story for you? Their personal credibility as you observe it. That's for you to decide. Not for the state to decide, not for the defense to decide, for you to decide.